This is Saul Canelo Alvarez, a man who defines danger inside the ring.
And this is Terence Crawford, a fighter whose skill has left opponents hopeless.
Canelo versus Crawford. This is not just another boxing match. This is what fans call a true super fight.
It keeps the harder puncher off balance.
The boxing world stopped and held its breath on the night of 2025 when two legends from very different paths finally met in the same ring. On one side stood Saul Canelo Alvarez, Mexico's proud warrior, the face of modern boxing, and the dominant champion of the super middleweight division. On the other side stood Terence Crawford, the slick technician from Omaha, Nebraska, who dared to step up in weight to chase history as a three-division undisputed champion. The stakes were sky-high, the crowd electric, and the moment unforgettable. This was more than a fight. This was a clash of eras, styles, and legacies. The atmosphere before the Bell Las Vegas pulsed with anticipation as fans from across the world filled the arena. Mexican flags waved proudly. Chants of "Canelo! Canelo!" echoed through the corridors, while Crawford's supporters held firm with quiet confidence. Commentators described it as a 50-50 fight, a rare phrase in modern boxing, because both men had arguments for victory. Canelo was the bigger, natural super middleweight, undefeated for more than 6 years at 168 pounds. He had faced names like Golovkin, Mayweather, and Bivol, each shaping him into a battle-tested veteran. Crawford, on the other hand, carried the aura of perfection. He had dominated at lightweight, junior welterweight, and welterweight, never truly looking vulnerable, always adapting, always winning. As they entered the ring, the respect was palpable. No trash talk, no chaos. Just two men who knew they were about to test each other's very limits. The feeling out process. When the opening bell rang, Crawford wasted no time showing he belonged. Instead of retreating, instead of circling away like many before him, he planted his feet, measured Canelo, and fired crisp counters. The crowd gasped as Bud's speed and timing landed early. His poker face remained, giving nothing away. Canelo pressed forward, stalking, dipping low, launching hard hooks to the body. His game plan was clear. Slow Crawford down, make him feel the power at 168, and test his legs. Crawford, however, did not fold. He circled, jabbed, and mixed in left-hand counters that snapped Canelo's head back. By the end of the third round, it was clear. This wasn't going to be a one-sided fight. Crawford wasn't here to survive. He was here to win. Rounds 4-6. The chess match intensifies as the fight moved into the middle rounds. The tactical battle became fascinating. Canelo, known for conserving energy and waiting for big shots, tried to trap Crawford against the ropes. He feinted to the body, then whipped hooks upstairs, the same combinations that had broken down many champions before. But Crawford was too sharp. He slipped, pivoted, and made Canelo miss, countering with surgical precision. His ability to switch stances, orthodox to southpaw, frustrated Canelo, forcing him to reset again and again. Still, Canelo's pressure was unrelenting. Even when missing, he cut off the ring, forcing Crawford into exchanges. The thud of Canelo's punches against Crawford's arms and ribs echoed through the arena, reminding everyone that this was a natural super middleweight throwing leather. Observers ringside began debating, could Crawford's speed and accuracy offset Canelo's size and power? The fight was still up for grabs. Rounds 7-9. Momentum shifts. By round 7, fatigue started to creep in. The pace had been intense, every round fought at championship level. Crawford, though still sharp, began to feel the weight of Canelo's shots. His movement slowed slightly, and Canelo capitalized, digging hooks into the ribs, uppercuts through the guard. The Mexican crowd roared with every landed shot, sensing momentum swinging in their hero's favor. Crawford, however, stayed composed. Even under heavy fire, he fired back. Quick flurries, perfectly timed counters. Moments that reminded everyone why he was considered pound for pound the best. Round 9 delivered one of the fight's most dramatic moments. Canelo landed a thunderous right hand, sending Crawford stumbling back into the ropes. The arena exploded. Was Bud hurt? Was this the turning point? Crawford answered by immediately firing a three-punch combination that steadied the ship, showing grit and reminding Canelo he wasn't going away that easily. Rounds 10 to 12. Championship heart. As the championship rounds approached, both men carried the weight of history on their shoulders. For Canelo, this was about cementing his place as one of the greatest Mexicans ever, protecting his legacy at 168. For Crawford, this was about daring to be great, proving that skills could conquer size, and becoming the first three-weight undisputed champion of the modern era. Round 10 was tactical brilliance. Canelo hunted, Crawford circled, and both landed clean. The commentators shouted about how close the scorecards would be. Round 11 saw Crawford rally, landing sharp combinations that had the crowd buzzing. His adaptability, his refusal to break, earned admiration even from those cheering for Canelo. And then came round 12. Both exhausted, both bruised, yet neither willing to back down. They traded in the center of the ring, a final statement of courage and pride. Canelo's body shots thudded home. Crawford's counters snapped back. The final bell rang with the crowd on its feet, giving both warriors a standing ovation. The aftermath. Legacy defined. When the dust settled,
from years ago, this is one of those, and you're all a part of it.
Analysts, fighters, and fans agreed. This fight wasn't about who won or lost in numbers. It was about two great champions meeting at the peak of their powers. Canelo's strength, durability, and ringcraft were on full display. Crawford's intelligence, adaptability, and fearlessness proved he belonged even against bigger men. Bob Arum, Carl Froch, Roy Jones Jr., and other legends reflected with admiration. Some believed Canelo's size carried the day. Others argued Crawford's skill set was unmatched. But all agreed this fight would be remembered as one of the defining moments of boxing in the 21st century. In the end, both fighters walked away with respect. Canelo, the natural super middleweight, reminded the world why his legacy is untouchable. Crawford, despite moving up multiple divisions, proved his greatness transcends weight classes. This was not just a fight. It was a story of courage, risk, and history. A fight that showed what happens when two legends dare to collide. Final word: Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford in 2025 wasn't simply a boxing match. It was a cultural moment, a night where the best fought the best, and the fans got the spectacle they deserved. Whether you favored Canelo's power or Crawford's skill, one thing is certain. This fight will be talked about, studied, and celebrated for generations to come.